Okay, let's dive into this. Imagine uh, grabbing your remote, but instead of just flipping channels, you could, like, actually transport yourself to another time, another place.
Wild, right?
Completely wild science fiction, you'd think.
But what's really interesting here for you, our listener, the learner, is that this isn't just us spitballing ideas. You've given us this amazing collection of, well, pretty imaginative source material.
Yeah, exactly.
And it all circles around this exact concept using, audiovisual tech as a gateway through time.
Right, so we're digging into this story called Essa Psi that translates to the space gate.
Mm.
And that's the core idea we're exploring today, this fictional invention that lets you time travel using, well, basically a TV.
It's fascinating stuff.
And just to set the scene, one of the characters, Amelia, she apparently had this dream about a map to anywhere in the cosmos, traveling at light speed.
Talk about setting a high bar for imagination right from the start.
Exactly, starting big.
And that dream, it really lays the groundwork, doesn't it, for the main invention the sources talk about. This cosmic dimensional communication technology.
Okay, so how does that supposedly work?
Well, according to the text, it actually starts pretty simply. The user just visualizes a location in their mind.
Okay, you picture a place.
Yeah.
Then what?
That visualization somehow kicks the system into gear. Then there's the satellite involved, but not just any satellite. It's got these incredibly advanced cameras, and they capture everything. Visuals, sounds from absolutely all angles, even like from way out in space looking down.
Like a cosmic Google Street View, but everywhere and with audio.
Kind of, yeah. An all-seeing, all-hearing eye, basically. And this huge stream of data, it gets sent in real time.
To your TV.
Or other screens.
Exactly. Televisions, visual devices.
Right.
But here's the kicker. The sources say the user can then somehow enter their device.
Wait, enter it? You mean literally step through the screen?
That seems to be the idea. It stops being just watching something. It becomes totally immersive. Wow. So you're not just watching history. You're in it.
Pretty much. And you get this incredible control over time, over space. You can jump between places, witness different historical moments.
So the goal is really to, like, be a fly on the wall anywhere in history, hear Shakespeare's first opening night or something?
That's the kind of potential it suggests, yeah. Being able to see and hear events from any past era, truly mind-blowing.
Okay, but hang on. The source material itself asks the big question, right? Share.
Yeah, it does. Is this invention real?
And the answer is?
Based on the info available up to their knowledge cutoff, September 2021, it's a definite no.
Right. Still firmly science fiction.
Completely. This kind of controlled audio-visual time travel isn't something we have.
Okay, so it's fictional tech, but it's absolutely central to this space gate narrative. We've got our main characters, Jaki and Amelia.
Right, and they find this device. It's called a Ri-Inge, a time map.
A time map? What does that do?
Think of it like a super advanced smartphone. It gives them a live feed, basically, of any location they target, but in the present moment, as if they were standing right there.
Okay, like a real-time window to anywhere.
Exactly, a window in your hand. And Jaki, he gets this idea. He's really curious about an old TV show from the 60s.
The Fugitive.
That's the one. He wants to find out who the hero really was, apparently some detail lost to time outside the show itself.
And he doesn't just look it up online, I take it.
No, he uses the time map.
Bro.
They actually travel back to the 1960s.
Get out. They go back there.
They do. And here's the really wild part. They managed to actually interact with the actor from the show.
No way. They talked to him, like stepped onto the set.
The text makes it sound like that. It highlights just how amazing and completely unexpected this whole encounter was for them. The sheer wonder of it all.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So what happens after they met the TV star?
Well, that experience seems to lead them to something even bigger. They discover the space gate.
The titular space gate.
Exactly. And it's described as this really strange door, or maybe a gap in space-time, located behind a golden mountain, weirdly enough.
A golden mountain, okay.
And there are symbols around this gate. These symbols guide them to a hidden room, the UEA,
which means
Material Code Room.
Material Code Room. Sounds intense.
And it is. Inside, they find all these devices, screens, and these screens are showing the flow of time and space itself.
Like visualizing the fabric of reality.
Something like that. It strongly suggests there might be a way to actually, control time. Like maybe the universe runs on some kind of code.
Whoa. Okay, that's a massive leap. So what do? Just start fiddling with the controls?
No, they're actually quite methodical at first. They realize how huge this is. They go back to their vehicle, which is described as a large judicial vehicle, interestingly.
Judicial vehicle. Like space cops.
The source isn't super clear on their exact role initially, just that they have this big official-looking vehicle with a lab. Anyway, they go back to get equipment.
To document the gate, take pictures, run tests.
Exactly. Photograph the map, get all the details of the space gate, analyze it in their lab. Very scientific approach.
Sensible.
Yeah.
But I sense a but coming.
You sense correctly. Their first attempt to use this knowledge to revisit a past location, well, it gets a bit impulsive. Amelia warns Jackie, says the time isn't right. You know, maybe there are rules or dangers.
Which seems like good advice when dealing with time travel.
You'd think. But Jackie, he just decides to go anyway, descends to the location.
And Amelia.
She follows him, can't let him go alone, all right? But then, another surprise.
What now?
Turns out some other people from their vehicle decided to tag along too. They just show up.
So much for a careful scientific approach.
Right. It just shows how tempting this all is, I guess. The lure of the unknown, even with the risks.
So this place they land, this past location, what's it like?
It's described really vividly. Glittering lakes. The golden mountains again. Trees with silver leaves.
It sounds beautiful, but alien.
Definitely. And the weirdest part is how time behaves there. It's off. Like the normal rules don't quite apply. Things might happen out of sequence, maybe. The source is a bit mystical here.
Okay, so weird times, silver trees. What else?
They find something else behind that golden mountain. Who says?
A light beam.
Yeah, a beam of light. But it looks like a window, and it's emitting this powerful energy.
Not dangerous energy, I hope.
Apparently not. The source claims this energy can actually rejuvenate human cells, bring them into balance with the universe.
Oh, like a fountain of youth energy beam.
Sort of, yeah. It gives them several advantages, better health, vitality, that kind of thing.
Okay, this story keeps adding layers. What happens after they get zapped by this rejuvenating light?
They get a message on their phone, of all things.
A text message from the universe.
Pretty much. And the message is a big one. It tells them they now possess knowledge, science, and power from this place.
Okay.
But they're explicitly told not to tell Earth society about any of this. Not yet.
Why not?
Because they have a mission now. They need to go to the future.
The future? To do what?
To help people. People who are apparently in desperate need, facing extinction.
Wow. Okay, so they went from curious explorers to saviors of the future. That escalated quickly.
Absolutely. It's a massive shift. They're suddenly armed with new powers, scientific authority, this deep knowledge, and a huge responsibility.
So with all this new knowledge and power, what can they actually do? Does the source talk about inventions?
Oh, yeah. It gets very ambitious here. The sources suggest a whole range of potential breakthroughs they might develop.
Like what? Give me the highlights.
Okay, well, first up, a device for effective energy regeneration and storage.
Solving the energy crisis, basically. Nice.
Then techniques for treating genetic diseases.
Wow, eradicating things like cystic fibrosis or Huntington's. That's huge.
Potentially, yes. And of course, building on their initial discovery, safe technology for time travel for both people and objects.
Taking it to the next level. What else?
Technology for environmental sustainability, healing the planet. Advanced learning and education systems changing how we learn.
Okay, this is a whole utopian shopping list.
Pretty much. And advanced medical tech, too, treating diseases, even regenerating organs.
Regenerating organs. Seriously.
That's what's suggested. And then there's the big one for space travel, the OISAN or USAM.
The light machine for space travel. Sounds very sci-fi.
It is. The idea is to travel to other Earth-like planets. Not with rockets, but by understanding and using the connection between light, time, and space.
How would that even work?
Well, the source gives a rough idea, gather detailed info on the target planet, use their advanced physics knowledge to analyze it, then transmit light in a specific way to create a sort of a window or pathway through space-time.
A light window.
Yeah, then make a temporal transfer, jump through, and land safely on the other world.
So manipulating space-time with light to travel between stars. That's ambitious.
Incredibly ambitious. It bypasses traditional propulsion entirely. And the final scene described in the sources, it's quite evocative.
What happened?
It's just Jackie and Amelia. They're sitting under the stars right next to the space gate, and they're just thinking, contemplating.
About their crazy journey.
About that, and about what they can do now, their potential to actually change the world.
With all these inventions and knowledge?
Exactly. They envision this future peace, equality, no more poverty, humanity spreading out to these new Earth-like planets, living without conflict.
A really powerful, hopeful vision, driven by discovery and, well, a mysterious light beam.
It's quite a mix, isn't it? So just to kind of wrap up the core elements, we've got time travel using TVs and satellites.
Check.
A cosmic gateway behind a golden mountain, complete with cell-rejuvenating energy.
Check.
And our heroes getting this huge mission to save future humans using super advanced tech, including light-based interstellar travel.
Check. It's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
It really stretches the imagination.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
Which leads to a great question for you, the learner.
Yeah, if you had this kind of tech,
Yeah.
forget the TV part, just the ability to witness any past event. Where would you go? What would you want to see?
Ooh, good question. The building of the pyramids? The Library of Alexandria?
See? So many possibilities.
Yeah.
But then you also have to think about the ethics, right? The power involved, the responsibility, like the message Jackie and Amelia got.
Definitely. The sources really weave together that sense of pure wonder with this heavy weight of responsibility. It's about the thrill of discovery, but also what you do with that knowledge.
It's a fascinating blend. So plenty to think about there, the possibilities, the implications, what secrets might still be hidden in the universe or even in time itself.
Absolutely. Keep pondering those big questions. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.